Hello, everyone who's watching now and who's watching later. If you don't know me, I'm Ella Majors with Sexy Fit Vegan and the Plant Empowered Coaching Program. And our guest today is, or co-host, we could call it either at this point, Jamie Ratura. And Jamie is a professor of environmental science. She works for an energy efficiency company, and she owns a natural beauty and cleaning company called E. Huxley Apothecary.
That's right.
Thanks for being on again, Jamie.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, I love having you on. It's like we just get to come on and there's something about our energies that click really well.
Yes. Well, we knew that from the start too.
We sure did, from day number one.
Absolutely.
All number one, yes. Mm-hmm. So today we are talking about how to create a high vibe life for maximum energy and abundance. And first, I just want to address, and I mentioned this in the emails I sent out, you know, this, for some people, this is a little woo-woo, right? And I know for me, years ago, I wasn't ready for it. I thought it was woo-woo. I was into being tough. I was a Muay Thai fighter. I, just wore my bruises like a badge, and I wanted nothing to do with yoga. I wanted nothing to do with, the oming and that all. I was totally judgmental looking back now. And when everything opened up for me just a couple years ago, and I invited this new information, it was new for me, into my life, everything changed. And I mean everything. Where I am now versus where I was 4 years ago, like I couldn't have written a better story for myself. Like where I am now is, I feel like it's exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm having such success. And I know that every day I'm growing even more. And then I'm going to continue doing that for the rest of my life. So that's super exciting to me. Jamie, when did you, what are your thoughts on the whole woo-woo thing around vibration and energy and all that?
Well, so I have always had a part in it, where I've always believed in universal strength and universal power, and the universe has my back, but I've never delved into it as deeply as I started delving into it now. And so years ago, I always belonged to yoga, so I always loved the Om. And I was always very kumbaya, but then there was a really large phase of my life that I didn't trust anymore. It's like I didn't trust the process anymore. And that was like my high anxiety phase. And once I started to sort of reinsert myself into this higher vibrations and understanding, reminding myself that the universe has my back and like all of this stuff really is connected, my anxiety started to dissipate a lot. So I had it, lost it, and now I'm regaining it. And it's an incredible place to be. I've had so much more abundance in such a shorter amount of time because I'm trusting more in what's not what I can't see,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And when we have to let go of some control, but also at the same time step into our power.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting because, so if we talk about vibration and energy for the moment, which there are lots of different teachers that are really go into depth into this topic. So I do not even claim or pretend to be an expert on all this, but I am using it, I am studying it, and it is working for me. So I am here to share about that, and Jamie is too, for you guys. People like, Tony Robbins, Jim Carrey, these highly successful people use, and the law of attraction, I think, is just a simplified version of, you can get really in depth or you can look at the law of attraction. I'm wondering how many people, I kind of like assume everybody knows about the law of attraction, but I don't think that's necessarily the case.
I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Okay, no. So basically the simplified version here is that it's the energy you put out, it's what you're going to get back to you. And it's kind of that simple. So it's the philosophy in terms of you wanting to, let's go with abundance, because that is, and wealth in terms of financial success. I think that's one of everybody or most people's biggest stressors in their life,
Sure.
right? Is money. So if we continue, if you live from a place of scarcity, if every decision you make is because I'm poor, I don't have money, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. If that's the place you live in, even if you can't afford it, that you don't have the money for it, you are just setting yourself up to stay in that position for as long as you are putting that energy out there. Whereas if you start to feel, and we're talking about a feeling of abundance, because it's not the money that we want, it's the feeling that we get when we feel free.
Yeah.
Free to make choices that we want to make, free to go to this gym class or that, or travel or do these things. It's the freedom, I think, when it comes to that. For me, it's the freedom that comes along with that. What is abundance? What is that feeling for you, Jamie?
Well, I concur. I mean, I think freedom is a really, really specific word to what abundance means to me. And I think also abundance means like having what I need to be good, like more than just a need, like having a cushion, and more than just wealth, health and love and time and all of it. So all of it is sort of abundance to me. And I think that, as far as as the feeling, like I know you're talking about it, it's a feeling of freedom, it's a feeling of this, but there are some tangible ways that you can get to that feeling. And I've heard a lot, I just want to also point on the fact that I've heard a lot of people say in the past, like, if you want wealth, live like you're wealthy. That doesn't mean spend like you have it, because that certainly is not what it means. What it means is imagine it in your mind, and really visualize what your life looks like with the money, as opposed to living in this, I am so in debt and I don't like where I am and all this. Instead, focus on what's happening tomorrow, and what the possibilities are. So it's as simple as that kind of a mind shift and a talk yourself into something different.
And we're so programmed, by the time we're even a teenager, we're already programmed. But by the time we're 35 years old, I mean, we are on autopilot.
Absolutely.
And so we have to consciously take a step back and say, okay, this is who I thought I was, right? And this is what I thought I was capable or not capable of. But that's not a fact. That's what I created for myself. And because I created it for myself, I can create something new for myself. But we have to rewire, we have to reprogram, which takes time and practice. So no, if we go into this state, it's not going to happen tomorrow, most likely. I mean, who knows, maybe it will. But in general, this takes time, it takes practice. And that's rough, that's tough. There's nothing that says that this is easy. And that's why the program is as long as it is, 6 months, because that's about how long it takes to really step into that place and feel confident, start feeling the effects, and then feel really motivated and confident to move forward with those tools. And if we think about vibration, right, and it's different than emotion, though they're very interconnected. So emotion is a response to vibration.
Yes.
Okay? And vibration comes from your inner being. That's why I'm talking about what you can feel it. You can feel the vibrations. When you're at a low vibration, you've got a lack of self-worth, maybe resentment, there's shame, blame, exhaustion, depression. Those are all low vibrational, those are feelings associated with low vibrations.
Yes.
High vibrations, it doesn't even necessarily have to do with emotion. You think about the monks who get into this state of flow. It's a state of flow, a state of acceptance, forgiveness. It can be peace and confidence and energy and pure unconditional love. That's going to be your highest vibration. And so, all of us want to live in that high vibration, but it's not easy. It's
not to do on a minute to minute, but it's not as difficult as you think at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot to it. So
yes.
I want to go over a few things. I've got some tangible things for you guys to do to start to raise your vibrations, what you can do on a daily basis to start to lift yourself up. And that's what I want to get into to now. And the first thing I want to say, and then I know Jamie's got quite a number of them, is first thing in the morning. So if you have you guys ever heard of Abraham Hicks? Haley, oh, Haley's here. I didn't even see. Hi, Haley, another graduate. And we got Alyssa. So Abraham Hicks, and I'm not even gonna try to explain, but this Esther Hicks is the person who speaks for Abraham, who is kind of a source energy, she calls it. I'm gonna just credit her with this, is what I'm trying to do here. She talks about every morning how you're basically born again. So she says you don't, right? You're born again every morning. You don't need a reason. You don't need a reason to feel good. And she talks about comparing it to a cork in water. And she says, you know, you think about a cork in water and you can hold that cork down, and that represents the negative emotion when that cork is being held down under the water. That's not its natural state. When you let go of that cork, when you let it go, it bobs to the top, right? And that's where it stays, it bobs. And she talks about when you wake up, for that split second when you wake up, you are bobbing. You're bobbing at the top. And what we're so used to doing is right away pushing our cork down, getting back into starting to think about the day, and oh, I have to do this, and oh, here we go again, and oh, today's going to be like yesterday and it sucked, and you know, I have no, you know, thinking about the future and the anxiety and the fears and all those things that are bringing our energy down. And that's where we go. So if we can wake up and catch ourselves right then when we're bobbing and say, hey, it's time to set my intention for the day. I get to choose how this day is going to go for me. I get to choose the state of being that I am going to operate from. And to sit there, and Dr. Joe Dispenza is another one who talks about this. He says, stay in bed and set that intention, take some deep breaths, and don't get out of bed until you are in that state of being that you want to move through the day.
Yeah.
And, you know, that doesn't always happen the first time, but it's such a powerful way to get up in the morning with intention. And you don't have to, for me, getting into a state of gratitude, for me, that does it right away.
Yeah.
I think about all the things I'm grateful for. That does it for me right away. Do you have a morning routine at this point?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I do, I get into a state of gratitude. So I am grateful for waking up, you know, another day, breathing through the night. I mean, I make it, what I think would be simple to some people, I make it a big deal to me. So I'm grateful, and then I immediately go into meditation. So I have a little nightstand, and in my drawer in my nightstand, I have earphones and I have a meditation pillow to go over my eyes. I wake up, I get into gratitude, I pull those things out, plug it into my phone, and I do a meditation for however long I know I have. Could be 5 minutes, could be 15 to 20 minutes. And I have crystals, which I'm really, really into. And so I place them on certain parts of my, like certain chakras of mine. And I am woo-woo. Like you said in the beginning, like the woo-woo, but yeah, I totally am 100%. And I do it all to try and raise my vibration and to make sure that I don't fall in. But meditation is a really great check-in for me, for my body, my mind. And I don't get out of bed until I feel that, I want to keep saying vibration, but it's like a tingling, like it's almost like a tingling in my whole body where I feel alive, like I feel ready and I'm excited. So yeah, that's my morning ritual. Yes. Yes.
And I would like to say, I think woo-woo is a perspective, and my perspective has changed dramatically. So this stuff to me is no longer woo. This is legit.
It's powerful.
Like this works. So if something works, to me, that's not woo-woo. And the cool thing is, you guys, what we're studying in Game Changers, which is our next level program after you get the foundation from the Plant Empowered Coaching Program, we're really taking it to the next level there. And we're studying the science that backs this stuff up. And I didn't know that there was actual science to back this up, and there absolutely is in the fields of quantum physics, neuroscience, epigenetics. We are the creators of our own lives. We have the power to write our own stories. That stuff is not just woo-woo stuff. That is backed by science. And we are so taught that we are victims from day one, that we were victims to our circumstances, that there's nothing we can do, that if we're born into a poor household, then we're meant to be poor. You know, you can go on with a million examples of how we are kept down. And with this information, I just want to get it out there because it's not easily accessible. It's not out there, and it's scientific. So I'm going to do my part for sure. I know you're doing yours to get this information out there because it changes lives, and it's changing the lives. We do it in a more simplified way during the Plant Empowered Coaching Program, and then we go next level with those who want to continue on with Game Changers. And I just feel like every day I'm learning something new and feeling more and more in control of my destiny and being able to live in alignment and in purpose and in balance. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful feeling.
It's incredible.
Right?
Incredible. Yeah, it truly is. Truly is. And manifestation possibilities are unlimited if you can really tap into who you are, what you're feeling, where you're going, what you're doing, what you want, what you don't want. Once you can tap into all of that, it's easy to make things happen in your life.
It really is. Can you give us, we have about 5 or 6 more minutes. Can you give us some things people can do to, besides the getting out of bed in the morning, just some simple things that we can schedule into our days or into our lives to start to help raise our vibrations and get out of, I think a lot of people who come into the program feel really stuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, it's absolutely. So I wrote some things down, so I'm going to read off of my notes a little bit. So if you see my eyes shifting, that's why it's happening. But one of the easiest things that we can do is just the way that you eat, the way that you nourish your body. So I'm not saying that you have to eat all vegan or you have to eat all raw, but I'm saying eat as low on the food chain as possible in order to be able to really ground yourself with the earth. And I say that in every real sense. Eat organic when possible. Juicing is a really easy, great way to get a lot of fruits and vegetables in your body at any given time. Plants ground you. Eat raw plants when you can. So if you take some carrot sticks for lunch, you know, with whatever your meal is, that's a really good grounding food that is born from the dirt and it is going in your mouth. It is all very connected. And eat clean when you can. So people who don't eat vegan, people who don't eat raw, eat clean foods, you know, as much as you can. And you can research that on the internet. And clean foods, raw foods, those all help. They process really quickly in the body, but your body really holds on to those nutrients. So that's one really, really simple way that you can go ahead and really ground yourself. Also, exercising. So I'm not talking.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
So just so you guys know how we do it in the Plant Empowered Coaching Program, people come in who are already vegan, who have been vegan for a very long time. We've got people that are brand new and just starting their transition, because it's not really about the food. You know, when what we take people through, it's about aligning your actions with your values, and we can only do that if we really embody self-love, because we're making choices that we know are serving us and serving the things that we care about. So it's not so much about the food, it's about us and nourishing our bodies and our souls and fueling our bodies. So we take everybody through that process, but it's a step-by-step process. And Jamie, you didn't become fully vegan until the end of the program or right after.
Right after. Yeah, I became vegan in January of 2019, and it was like 3 months after I finished the program. So I made transitions along the way and I ate clean towards the end, but I made the decision afterwards that, you know, I really think that this is what I want to do. So yeah, I wasn't vegan until after.
And that's because the program empowers you to make your own choices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I just wanted to throw that out there so everybody knows.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people are already vegan, and that's fantastic as well. We really work on figuring out the way of eating vegan that works best for you and your body and your life and your schedule and all of that. But I don't want people to be afraid to inquire about the program just because you're not vegan yet. So anyway.
Oh yeah, so much more than about eating, so much more. And don't be sorry, I'm glad you interrupted with that. That is important information. So another thing that's easy to do and to mix into your day is, like I was saying, exercise. And I'm not talking, you don't have to do rigorous, you know, hours long exercise. I'm just talking about moving your body. It activates endorphins, it releases tension and stress. It helps get rid of the toxins that are built up in your body, and it helps process all of that food, that clean food that you're eating now, and it energizes you. So moving your body, even if it's just taking a 10-15 minute walk, you just want to get in, it helps you get in touch with your body. It helps you to move. And then we talked briefly about meditation. 5-minute meditation helps every day. 10-minute meditation. There's some great apps out there that are free that you can connect to that are fabulous. I use Headspace. And then there's a couple of them that I go through actually, but we can put them down in here in the notes field, the different ones that we use, and they're great. You can program them how you want to. They can do step-by-step for you, or you can just program them yourselves. Then one of the things that I like to do, now I am partial because I am an environmental educator, I'm an environmental scientist, so this is like a passion of mine, but get yourself out into nature, because that's where the good vibes always are, right? So it's not going to be in your man-made world. As much as your house can be peaceful, did you ever notice how much more peaceful your house is when you have live plants in there, or you have live flowers in there? It's like a different energy. It's because you're connecting to nature differently. So I'm a huge proponent on get yourself out into nature every day if you can. You know, take a quick walk, go stand on your grass barefoot, because you're actually feeling the ground beneath you, and that does literally help to ground you. And there's studies that are done on that. If you want to read them, just ask me and I can send them to you. Like I said, nature holds an extremely high vibration, but it also gives us perspective. So we stand there and we see how big something is next to us. You can't go out into a forest and look up at a tree and all of a sudden think that you're the biggest thing in the world. But then, you know, at the same time, you can look at an ant on the ground and be like, wow, they have a whole world within their world. And I know I'm getting really rudimentary maybe on it, but when you really sit and you think about it, nature really provides you with everything that you need to understand vibration and to feel that vibration and to understand how big and small you are in the world. So get out into nature, let the sun shine on you and let it cleanse your soul, because it really does. It cleans your soul out.
I think we've taken all that for granted.
Yes.
So long that when you are able to get in tune, you start to experience things in a brand new way, and it's like you're seeing them all over again for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like was it The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
When the world goes from being black and white to this whole world of color. And that's kind of how I'm feeling still with all this new stuff that I'm learning. I thought I was all in color, but now it's HD. And then it's LED. You know, there's
true.
never ending.
Yeah, you know, and I encourage people to put on your little kid hat for a second. I mean, do you remember when you were a little kid and it was really fun to just explore simple things like a blade of grass? Like what would you do? You would blow on it, you would make a whistle, you know, or you would touch the ground or whatever. Put your little kid hat on for a second and just be in the moment and enjoy that. And I know we have like a minute left, so I'll go through the next one really fast because I want to let you talk. Music. Music is a very, very easy way you could do two things with music. You can either completely elevate your vibration, or you can completely lower your vibration. So, but feel that music, you know, whichever way you need to go at the moment. I prefer dancing, singing, listening to music, letting my body feel it. But of course, you want to also pay attention to the lyrics that are within it, because that's what's going to be where the higher vibration versus lower vibration is. You're taking in those sounds, you're taking in the words, and you're feeling it. No matter what music is playing, you're feeling it. So if you are really, really sad and you listen to a sad song, it's going to make you feel worse. If you want to you know, build that positive vibration, you're going to want to listen to something with positive lyrics in it. Just like the one that I posted the other day from the Zootopia soundtrack by Shakira. Incredible song. And like it, every time I listen to it, it just makes me want to just go out and do great things in life. So really quick, just to recap, feel the music, get out into nature, meditate, exercise, and eat clean. Easy.
Beautiful, beautiful. My favorite song these days is I think they call it "This Is Me" from The Greatest Showman. I swear, I ride I have a scooter. It goes really fast, by the way. My boyfriend always makes fun of me because I'm like, I know scooter sounds so girly. Here I am trying to be tough again. Listen to me. But it goes 60 miles an hour, just so everyone knows. Anyway, I'm listening. I'm going down riding my scooter and singing that at the top of my lungs, feeling like beyond free. And anything could be going on in my life, and I'm just right there. And that song is so empowering, and I will put a link to that in the notes as well for you guys, because it's powerful. It is a powerful song. So anyway, so you guys, thank you all for being here. I want to leave you with the message. If you can take anything away from this discussion, is to know that you have the power to change your own life. You have that power already in you to be happy, to be joyful, to be confident, to love yourself. And I know that it's a hard thing to do, and we talk about putting band-aids, you know, reading the self-help books and doing things here and there. You know, for some people that can be enough, but if that's not enough for you and you're ready to get some real structure and practice with the right support and coaching, that's what and dig deep. Oh yes, we dig deep. Then that's what the Plant Empowered Coaching Program is all about. And it's a 6-month process you go through with other people that are in very similar space to you, with similar struggles. And you dig deep, and then you learn tools and we practice them, and it's the most powerful. You just read the testimonials, you'll see how it's changing people's lives. So if this is of interest to you, what we do, and I'm doing these calls myself, is I offer a free, what we call a breakthrough session, where I get on the phone with you and we really dive deep, and we try to get to the root of where you're struggling. And then we look at where you want to be, you know, how you want to move through the world, how you want to operate. And if I feel 100% confident that we can get you there, that you're ready, and that the coaching program is the right fit, then I'll tell you about that, and we can discuss that option. And if it's not the right fit, I'm going to tell you that too. And I'll do my best to point you in another direction. So you really have nothing to lose if this stuff is resonating with you right now. Then book a call with me. And I already put the link. I've also got a free masterclass. It's about a 60-minute, really powerful class that you can attend. I put the link to register to do that. Again, if this stuff is resonating, that class is going to be really powerful for you and transformational. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the group, for everything that you do to grow yourself and then also inspire others and make a difference for animals and the planet. We thank you. And thank you, Jamie, again for being on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you guys. See you next time.
Okay.
Bye.